Hello, beautiful humans. My name is Annie, and this is Holy Hell Hope, a haven for those striving to create meaning in a crazy world. I'm starting a new video series specifically called Words from the Wyrd. I like the word weird. I identify as a weirdo, and I love the archaic Old English spelling of weird as W-Y-R-D. There's also an awful lot of really interesting meaning to the word with that spelling, which I'm going to be delving into here, but I wanted to specifically say that this series is for the purpose of grappling with spiritual issues with the help of tarot and oracle cards. So these videos will usually have a thumbnail that will say words from the weird. The video itself will have a silver border signifying that this is a tarot related reading in a way. So the reason I have chosen to refer to the idea of using my experience as an ordained elder in a denomination established in 1861 and my 12 years of ministry, as well as including 3 years of suicide prevention, the idea of bringing that experience in combination with the wisdom and intuitive magic of tarot and oracle cards. I'm referring to this as words from the weird because I'm very, very Anglo. I tried not to culturally appropriate. I haven't done a DNA test. I don't know exactly how white I am, but it's a lot. So I find that using Anglo-Saxon concepts when I can, or at least European concepts when I can, is a way that I can feel like a person of greater integrity in my spirituality. So I like this Anglo-Saxon concept of the weird because it refers to a person's fate or destiny as woven into the tapestry of the collective fate or destiny. So in the Norse pantheon, there are the Norns, three female beings named Wyrd, but spelled U-R-D-R, which is probably pronounced more like weirder. I really don't know, and I don't pretend to know. I respect that this is terrible pronunciation. The second was named Verdandi, and then Skold. But these are three female beings who wove together fate as it was becoming, tended the well of Wyrd, again spelled U-R-D-R, and protected the roots of the Yggdrasil tree, which is, of course, the tree of everything in the Norse mythology. In the Old English archaic etymology, we're talking with the word wert, which is to turn. So that's why I've decided to put central stage here this piece of artwork. This is a canvas image of an idea of the Wheel of Fortune, which is, of course, the tarot card most closely related to this idea of weird because it is the way that the wheel turns. Again, that root wert, word, or I don't know what I'm pronouncing, but the root to turn, things that become as they become. So in the Old English, weird relates to the face, but also relates to everything unearthly that you might call supernatural or preternatural, which are two terms for things that happen outside of the physics of the materialist idea of reality. Supernatural and preternatural, that's also a fun distinction, but I'm just being a nerd at this point. The point is that in Old English, weird is uncanny. Refers to witchcraft generally, the ether, the other world across the veil, all of that, that good stuff. It's ineffable, right? Like, it's ineffable. It cannot be put adequately into words because of the complexity and nuance of the idea. But the weird, with a capital W, to me represents the the fact that our reality is made of the combination of individual agents' choices and what could be referred to as universal necessity. Universal necessity requires that there be an overarching point to the events, which not all people agree with philosophically, but certainly reality is the weaving together of many causalities happening simultaneously. The thing that I think is beautiful about the idea of Wyrd is that it's not fate in terms of being predestined, in terms of already having been woven in. No, 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 no. Your thread of Wyrd, your thread in the woven tapestry, you get to twist it when you so choose. You get to intentionally work your Wyrd, shape your destiny, choose your fate. I respect that that's not unilaterally true, but we are far more empowered than we realize, and that's why I love the idea of a fate that we are in working with, in tandem with, shaping at all times. And of course the woven symbol, which I've chosen to include in the thumbnail for this video, is a common representation of the concept of Wyrd because of the interwoven strands of something, right? Essentially, the Wyrd is that concept that everything in every moment is transforming into something that it slightly wasn't a moment ago. Everything is always turning on the wheel, turning into a different version of ourselves. When we're lucky, we're not just going in a circle, but in a spiral. We're making some forward progress as well. But we are always being both drawn in toward and moving independently away from our origins, which could be referred to as that well of Wyrd. So Wyrd is the process that continually works the patterns of the past into the patterns of the present, and through using tarot and oracle cards, we can glimpse impressions of what is unfolding, of the threads that already exist, regardless of how they end up being woven together. Well, hello. This is my little angel buddy. Banded Aragonite. The banded effect encourages growth one layer at a time, so acknowledges that progress can be slow but steady, and that you do need to tackle one concern at a time or be overwhelmed by the challenge of this transformation, the challenge of going along, not just going along for the ride, but steering sometimes, right? In order to own your power, you need to work through the layers of yourself to get towards the center of what is driving you on your wheel, on the chariot, the thread of your life. So many metaphors. So, did not mean to knock him over, but nicely woven in. So this is an introduction to my new video series and an explanation as to what will distinguish this from other videos that I plan on making. I also specifically will make a series called Life Hacks from the Suicide Hotline, specifically kind of rounding up and summarizing a lot of the common concerns that our callers speak to, and the advice that I offer. Not advice, insight, suggestions, nudges, you know. So I'm Annie, and this has been Holy Hell Hope. Please do like, subscribe, do the notification bell. I will be posting at least every Wednesday, and hopefully with more regularity. But thank you so much for spending this time with me and being willing to dive into the Wyrd with me. And many blessings to you. Amen.